Hello everyone, welcome to Aviation 360. In the first episode of Cessna 172, we learnt about the Cessna 172's cockpit. Today, you will learn how to start and taxi this aircraft. You will need to follow a predefined checklist published by the company as shown here. You can get this checklist in the description box below. So, let us begin. On completing the pre-flight checklist and fastening your seat belts, check if all the circuit breakers are pushed in. Make sure that no circuit breaker is pulled out. Now, coming to the fuel selector. Confirm that fuel selector is on both and not onto the right or left. Check that fuel shutoff valve is fully pushed in. Right now it is in. If I pull it out, then the engine will stop because now the fuel is not being supplied to the engine. Now apply the parking brakes. This is done by pressing the toe brakes like this. Next, pull the parking brake lever towards you and rotate it by 90 degrees to right, and then leave it be. Coming next to this standby battery switch, hold the standby battery switch on test position for 10 seconds and check if the light is continuously illuminated. And then move the switch to arm position. Now the PFD will turn on. Confirm that there are no red in engine indications other than oil pressure and voltage. Check if the bus E volt is minimum 24 volts, M bus volt is 1.5 volt or less, and battery S ampere is discharging. Now you will ask me how can we say whether it is charging or discharging, but don't worry, if you see a negative or a minus sign here, that means it's discharging. If all these parameters are normal and in range, tune to the respective frequency and ask for the startup clearance from the ATC. After getting the startup approval, you need to switch on the master switch. But before that, make sure that propeller area is clear and confirm the same with the aircraft marshaller assisting you with the startup. There is a standard procedure to shout "prop clear" to make everyone in the surrounding aware that you are about to start the aircraft. This shouting procedure should be followed every time the master switch is turned on. Now let me switch on the master battery. After switching it on, let's turn on the beacon light. Now let me quickly show you the beacon light from outside. Now we need to prime the engine. This piston engine needs priming because it's been sitting for a while and the carburetor has dried up. For this, push the throttle about 20% or half inch in and the mixture control fully in. Let's navigate to fuel pump. Now please look carefully. When I turn the fuel pump on, the fuel flow bar will progress ahead, confirming the fuel flow. After 5 to 8 seconds, switch off the fuel pump. Let me show you this. Now next, pull the mixture lever fully back into lean position and leave the throttle lever as it is. Insert the ignition key into the ignition switch and start the engine just like you do in your car. On hearing the engine cranking sound and seeing the engine RPM going up, release the ignition key and push the mixture control fully in. So now we have started this aircraft. Let's set the RPM to 1000, controlling it by the throttle lever. After setting up the RPM, switch on the master alternator and avionics master. While switching on the alternator, make sure that battery has started charging. This can be seen in the MFD. Now the negative or minus sign has disappeared. Check if all the engine parameters such as oil pressure and oil temperature are in green arc. Sometimes it takes a while for the oil temperature to come in green arc. This happens in the morning when the temperatures are low. So now that we have successfully completed everything, let's learn to taxi. Before starting to taxi, you must first set the radio frequencies and nav frequencies. This can be done by using these two knobs. The one is the outer knob and the other is inner knob. You can increase or decrease the value inside this box with its operation. Once required frequency is set, you can press this button and that frequency will be set as frequency in use. The squawk code given by the ATC can be inserted here by clicking on the transponder. Right now, let me just input 2000. Obtain the taxi clearance from the ATC. Now, you have to signal the marshaller to remove the chokes so that you can move your aircraft. Now release the parking brakes. Increase the throttle as required to move. As the aircraft starts to move, gently apply the brakes to check them. Coming next to the working of rudder pedals, if you push the left pedal, the rudder as seen from the outside will be deflected to the left. Same is the case when you apply the right rudder. See? Left, right. So this is how you will steer the aircraft on the ground. Now let us taxi to holding point. So now we have some run-up checks which are to be completed before takeoff. First, check the oil pressure and temperature is in green arc. Then set the parking brakes. Make sure that both the windows and doors are closed and slowly increase the throttle to 1800 rpm. Now we need to check the functioning of the left and right magnetos. Switch the ignition key from both to right. You will observe the drop in RPM. This drop should not be more than 150 RPM. Switch the key again to both. Observe the RPM going back to 1800. Switch the key from both to left. You will again see a drop in RPM and it should not be greater than 150. Bring the key back to both. Note that the difference in drop of RPM for the left and right magneto should not be greater than 50. To check the static RPM, increase the throttle to full power and check if it's in range. Yes, it is in range. For idle RPM, pull out the throttle lever slowly and check the RPM range. It should be between 600 to 800 RPM. So after completing this check, set the throttle back to 1000 RPM. The throttle friction nut as well as the trimmer lever should be finger tight so that they don't open or close on its own during the flight. Set the trimmer for takeoff. Check the master switch is on and the fuel is sufficient for the flight and fuel selector is on both. Now release the parking brakes. Check that the ailerons are moving freely and fully. Same is with the elevator and the rudder. Set the flap to 10 degrees as they will provide the maximum lift to our aircraft. Confirm that all the inputs to the PFD and MFD are set as per the nature of your sortie. Have a look at the active runway and approach path to confirm that there is no traffic taking off or coming in for landing. Obtain lineup clearance from the ATC. After you are cleared to enter the runway and lineup, make sure that you switch on the navigation light, strobe light, landing and taxi light as you enter the runway. We hope you found this video informative. We recommend you to watch the first episode of this series for better understanding. The link to that video is provided in the description. If you have any doubts, you can let us know in the comment section below. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. You can also follow us at other social media platforms to get latest aviation updates. See you in the next episode. Until then, keep flying high.